Prankster get fist up by victim. Meanwhile, another bloody weekend in Jamaica. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. A group of pranksters who carried out their acts and posts to YouTube got his ass whooped and arrested as one victim did not take too kindly to being held up by alleged thieves. The pranksters were pretending to hold up people, resulting in one woman starting to cry after handing over all the money she had in her purse and was now told to hand over her phone as well. Well, one man who was an alleged victim gave one of the pranksters nothing but some wicked fists, resulting in the prankster crying out that it was only a joke. Some police were nearby as well and were told that the pranksters were robbers, resulting in them being hauled off to jail. Old people say, what is joke to you is debt to me, and I just hope them learn them lesson. The government's decision to increase the obligatory minimum sentence for murder has raised concern from Jamaica's worst Chief Justice Brian Sykes that it could undo the progress the legal system has made in clearing the backlog of cases. Two bills to increase the minimum obligatory sentence for murder have been introduced in the legislature by Justice Minister Delroy Chuck. And according to the proposed change, those who admit guilt to murder must serve a minimum of 30 years in prison before being qualified for parole. The parliamentary opposition and several lawyers have suggested that the required minimum penalty won't curb criminal behavior. Who cares if they don't plead guilty or not? They should be tried and found guilty and serve the term, or better yet, be hung by the neck until dead. That is the only way Jamaicans will ever get rid of criminals. As far as I have observed, Brian Sykes would love to find all criminals innocent that come into his court, so he needs to just shut up and go away. Some 30 people, including several children, were left homeless after fire gutted 6 premises on West Street in downtown Kingston. The damage is estimated to be valued at $4.7 million. Reports are that the fire started sometime after 8 o'clock and spread from West Street to Matthews Lane. No one was injured in the blaze and the cause of the fire is being investigated. However, with the vicious gang war in that area, it is almost safe to say it was arson. The police high command has reportedly been compelled to step up its recruitment efforts as a result of the force losing an average of 400 personnel annually, according to Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson. On Thursday evening, General Anderson announced the High Command has been having success in its recruitment effort to hedge against those who depart at a town hall in Mandeville in Manchester. The Commissioner noted that 1,250 officers were recruited last year. Police have launched a manhunt for a Manchester taxi operator following the stabbing death of his spouse at his home in Newport on Friday night. Police named the deceased woman as 28-year-old Shade Shelley-Ann Brown, a nurse employed to a private medical facility in Mandeville. A senior police source said that about 8:30 p.m., Brown and her common-law husband had a dispute at their home in Daly's Grove in Newport. According to a source, it is alleged that the man used a knife to inflict several wounds to her body. She was taken to hospital where she was pronounced dead. And statistics from the police show that up to March 5th, Manchester recorded 11 murders since the start of the year when compared to 5 for the corresponding period last year. And if you can't get on, why don't you just leave and move on and start again? Some of the murders that are ongoing in Jamaica makes absolutely no sense. Here is another one where a father killed his own 14-year-old son. A 14-year-old student was found dead in Alexandria St. Anne on Saturday morning. He has been identified as Cashwayne Nevers of Avernus District in the parish. Police report that around 1:30 a.m. Nevers was found by residents on the roadway with his head bashed in. According to lawmen, Cashwayne was at a wake dancing when his father came and took him from the event and headed home. Shortly after, citizens contacted police after finding Cashwayne's body at his gate. The citizens then went in search of his father, whom they accused of committing the act. He was later handed over to the Alexandria police. One man was killed and 2 other persons shot and injured in an ice cream shop in Golden Spring Square in St. Andrew on Friday night. The attack reportedly happened in full view of several residents. Police said the dead man has been identified only as Papa. He was reportedly from a nearby community. And it's reported that around 8:20 p.m., residents heard gunshots and saw 2 persons armed with firearms shooting at Papa, who was inside the ice cream parlor. 2 other persons in the shop were reportedly shot and injured. All 3 were rushed to hospital, where Papa was pronounced dead. The others were treated for gunshot wounds. A 62-year-old man was shot and killed during an attack at his home in St. James on Friday afternoon. The deceased has been identified as Michael Roy Bennett, a farmer from Shantytown in Norwood in the parish. Bennett's common-law wife, who was also at home, narrowly escaped injuries, the police said. And it's reported that around 1:25 p.m., the couple were at home when the front door of the house was kicked in by men with firearms who opened fire at them. When the shooting ended, Bennett was seen suffering from gunshot wounds. He was transported to the Cornwall Regional Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police said they discovered almost 20 spent shells while processing the murder scene. No motive has been established for that attack. Onto sports, South Africa bowled the West Indies out for 106 in a commanding 284-run win in the second test on Saturday to sweep the series 2-0. West Indies were facing a daunting target of 391 to win, but collapsed under pressure in their second innings, surviving for just 35.1 overs as South Africa won before tea on the fourth day at the Wanderers. South Africa's victory was set up by their new captain, Temba Bavuma's big century on the third day. Bavuma was 171 not out overnight and South Africa 287 for 7 in their second innings. And even though Bavuma fell for 172 early on the fourth day and missed the double century he was targeting, the home team was all out for 321, but the lead was already more than enough to clinch this series. Final scores in the match: South Africa 320 in the first innings and in the second 321, West Indies 251 and a measly 106 in their second innings. Onto football, Jamaica Reggae Boys went down 1-0 to arch Caribbean rivals Trinidad and Tobago in their friendly international at the Montego Bay Sports Complex at Catherine Hall on Saturday. Ryan Moore scored the all-important goal for the Soca Warriors in the 67th minute. The teams will meet again tomorrow at the National Stadium at 7 p.m. Premier League last night, Cavaliers whipped on Beholden 3-1, Tivoli and Falkland drew 0-0, Waterhouse beat Chapelton Maroons 3-2, while Arnett Gardens moved back into the top spot to 37 points after they drew 1-1 with Mobay United, while Mount Pleasant with 36 points did not play last night, so they're going to be a game behind and are hoping to take the lead whenever they play their next game. And if you ever miss the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube and type in Jamaican Undiluted News. Listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep us going. That's going to be news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.